All right. I was doing some after ride cleaning today. It's a Saturday here, and I thought I'd just do a quick video from my man cave of motorcycles. I've got these two parked. These are my most expensive bikes, so I've got these parked inside the house. Everything else is secondary, so that's outside the house, but these two are my most expensive bikes, so hence they're inside the house. So anyway, today I took the Ducati out for about 100-mile trip. What an amazing ride. I found this stretch of road that I can just rip it, just absolutely rip it. I got it past 8,000 revs per minute. The Ducati red lines at about 16,000 revs, but I mean, the more you rev it, the more it pulls, and it was just an exhilarating experience. So what I typically do is I kind of reflect on the ride. At the end of the day, I come back and just sit down here in my man cave and reflect on the ride, and then plan out my next route, right? So what I'm gonna, and it's just, satisfying. It's really stress relieving, just riding the Ducati. And I didn't get the chance to ride the Super Duke today, the 1290, and what I did was I went ahead and went to the dealership today to negotiate a service plan, and I think I got a really good deal on the 3-year service plan on the Super Duke. But on the Ducati, I did purchase a 3-year service plan when I bought it about a year ago. Cost me about $1,600, and I figured it was worth it because even if I just didn't do any riding on the Ducati, and I just got the annual oil change done, an annual service done. Ducati requires you to do an annual service, and so even with that, I'm breaking even, right? So I'm breaking even. In fact, I'm profiting a little bit. It's a little bit cheaper to pay for 3 years versus paying it out of your pocket. So I'm just ahead of the game. I'm more than breaking even. I'm in the profit zone, right? But the more I ride the Ducati, the more savings I'll get. So particularly if I do the 15k mile Desmo service, which is due at 15,000. So if I do that service alone is about 2,100 or here at the dealership. So then I'll be in the profit about $500. So right now I'm about 7,000 miles on the Ducati. So I've got about 8,000 to go in the next 2 years. So I think I should be able to hit 15k, and then the plan will pay itself off. And then similarly, I also bought the plan on the Super Duke today. I didn't have the funds at closing time, but I negotiated the price today. I got a Christmas discount, so I was pretty happy. In fact, I got even a better price on the KTM for a 3-year deal than that I did on the Ducati. But anyway, great ride today. I'm going forward. I'm in the process of setting up my camera. My GoPro, the audio had stopped working, so I'm in the process of getting my camera set up. So I'm going to start bringing some real live video vlogging on the Ducati and the KTM. So stay tuned for that. There'll be some real live action. I'll provide real-time commentary on both bikes. And then I also want to comment on the helmets that I use. So typically when I ride the Ducati, I use my AGV K3. That's a Rossi K3 helmet. And this Shoei helmet is RF 1100. I've had this since I bought the V-Strom many years ago. And this helmet, I think it's time to replace it, but it's held up really good. It's still in really good condition. I haven't really dropped it. It's really in good condition, but I did end up purchasing an RF 1400, kind of Italian style. So I'll introduce that on my next ride next week. And then it looks very similar to the AGV K3, but in terms of both helmets, the AGV is a much quieter helmet than the Shoei, which is very surprising. I never expected the AGV. The AGV is a much cheaper helmet. I think it retails around the K3 at the time. It was retailing about 270 or 280. I don't remember exactly what I paid. It was less than $300 for sure, but the Shoei was a $500 plus helmet when I got it at the time. So, but surprisingly, the AGV is much quieter. So yeah, so I wanted to just reflect my thoughts on the bike and on the bikes, and particularly the ride today. When I'm stressed out, I really like coming in the garage and just looking at these machines. It kind of de-stresses me. It's my man cave. This is my one of my favorite spots in the house where I can just sit down and just look at my beautiful bikes, particularly the Ducati. The Ducati is so beautiful. But I tell you what, this SGK, the Super Duke, is just as stunning. It's got its own edgy, beastly looks, right? I like that stainless steel stand on it, a tank on it, which just looks amazing. It reminds me of the really expensive Ducati V4R and all these expensive 30,000-40,000 plus, which have aluminium tanks. But I got that on the KTM, and the KTM only cost me like 20k. So anyway, that's all I wanted to bring here right now. Stay tuned for more videos. Tell me what, if you had the choice to choose, between one of these bikes, which one would you choose and why? The Streetfighter or the Super Duke? Tell me what your thoughts are. Which one would you keep? And give me your reasons. Cheers.